cloud today. There we go. Everyone's in. We're here. Hey guys, welcome. Before we get started, I want to just heads up on a couple of things for anyone that's joined these before. Last time we ran one, it was really nice to, instead of having a Q&A section at the end, being a very interrupting person that I am, and I get excited when everyone speaks. What we're doing is we're just have a little bit of a discussion after each participant speaks, asking questions. So if anyone wants to jump in and send your questions in the chat, do so, as anyone's presenting, and a little bit more interactive, a little more fun, and we don't forget about the first person that presented by the time we get to the end, right? So that's somewhat of a round table sort of style. That's always fun. Another thing, something that I've never done before, is why don't we just introduce ourselves like everyone before we actually present? I think that would make a little bit of sense. So we all get familiar with each other. Max is raising his hand. So I don't know, Max, do you wanna start introducing yourself first?
Sure, it was an accident, but
Oh.
sure. I'm Max. I'm the founder and CEO of eCommerce. We help sellers to generate optimized visual and written content for Cosmo, A plus, infographics, images, lifestyle images, all this kind of stuff, text, everything like that.
Beautiful. Who wants to go? Fabricio, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Hi, everyone. First, thanks, Ramiro, for the opportunity here. Hi, everyone who joined. My name is Fabricio Miranda. I'm the CEO and founder of Fleabr. And we are an inventory planning platform tailored to the modern commerce. I'm going to talk a lot about that during my presentation.
Beautiful. Danil, you want to go?
Sure. I'm Danil. I'm CEO co-founder of Incense, based here in New York City. I'm running a company called Incense. It's a creator marketplace that helps e-commerce brands and agencies to scale their influencer programs and produce high-performing UGC creatives.
Beautiful. That's something we're definitely going to hear a lot about. And everyone, I'm Ramiro. Anyone that doesn't know me, I'm co-founder and CEO of GoAvance. We help brands get into Latin America by sort of streamlining the whole process, because we live in a bureaucratic nightmare. So we just kind of help take that off your hands. All right. So today, we're gonna be talking about how do we follow trends? How do we hold on? Why don't I have the I'm trying to do this outside my head. I'm foolishly. I'm just trying to I have notes here. There we go. All right. So today we're talking about future of e-commerce trends and innovations, and I think a lot of our expertise does come to having to keep up constantly with how it changes, be it algorithm, be it laws, be it consumer behavior, be it macro trends. Overall, we do end up having to be on top of this, which I think just by our very nature, stuff that we think is already common knowledge ends up being a trend, or ends up being the next thing that we have to be doing. So I think everyone here is going to have some really good insight today. I'm going to throw it out. Would anyone like to go first? No. All right.
You can follow the order that you put on the...
That's totally fair. Yeah, that's totally fair. I'll go first. I'll gladly go first. All right. Before I get presenting my screen, I'll give you a little bit about myself, about what we do, and then I'll talk about at the end how we do, because today I'm trying something a little bit different, which is, generally when we're speaking about expansion in Latin America, like this sort of stuff, it's all really seen from the eye of my business, or business like mine, where we're trying to really show why we're the people to do it, to carry it out for you. And doing a lot of let's call it market research, let's call it soul searching over the past couple of weeks, we've realized that what we're really interested in is promoting the marketplace as a whole. So today it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be looking in right now today at the Mexican marketplace, the Mexican consumer behavior, sort of like some of the trends that are happening, to less emphasize what we do and more talk about why Mexico being a microcosm, but really worldwide expansion, what we can be looking at when taking that decision. Do I want to expand, right? Like, what marketplaces do I want to expand? Ultimately, we have a limited amount of cards that we can play. So yes, let me share my screen. I'm using a new app as well, which is a little bit scary because I'm not sure how I can share this. Let me share my screen. All right, we're just gonna have a Google thing, a Google Chrome thing at the top. That's fine. There we go. Share desktop to here. All right, can we see this? Perfect, thank you. Now, trying something completely different, which is going away from the text and going away from a lot of this stuff. All right. What I want us to do is look at Mexico just as an example, but these are some of the things that we're looking at when we're looking at markets to know where we really want to be, right? And so what I want to do is I'm going to talk about this as what drew us to Mexico, what drew us to Latin America, and why we started this whole thing in the first place, which, you know, really happy with, but also should probably do some explaining. When we're looking at Mexico as a consumer base, what are some of the factors we're looking at that make us excited and engaged and, you know, eager to get into the market and to help other sellers get into the market? First of all, we're looking just macroeconomically. Mexico has a growing, strong middle class. Over the past 5 years, we've seen growth. We've seen increased consumer disposable income, which is very important when we're bringing in products from abroad that are more expensive than your average local product, right? So what we're really focused on is whenever we're dealing with a new product and wherever we're adding a new SKU to our catalog, we're going, will people buy this? Can people buy this? Well, we need a strong growing middle class that is willing, or, you know, what we're looking for, disposable income. The second thing, and this is something that I won't get tired of saying, is what is the consumer behavior like? Because in Latin America, anyone that's been here knows that even 5, 6, 7 years ago, we were getting the, if you buy it, does it come to your house? What happens when you don't? What happens if they don't? What happens if it's a scam? Who sells it? How do you know it's not a knockoff? So what we're seeing is literally the time factor. And by the way, I moved back to Mexico 8 years ago, and I had to deal with this. What we're seeing is the simple time factor of as more people are buying, you're getting more consumer trust in the market. There's a sweet spot where you want to be, where if you're too early, people aren't really going to be buying yet. And if you're too late, then there's competition, which, you know, competition is great, whatever. But where are people in this buying sort of lifetime? For us, what we're noticing in Mexico, fantastic place to be. Your younger generations are getting used to it. They're buying not only on Mercado Libre and not only on Amazon, but let's be honest, on Temu, on Shein, on whatever it may be, which is giving us that sort of a marketplace acceptance. Something else I'll say very quickly is Mercado Libre in Mexico, just by virtue of existing longer than Amazon, sort of like as a presence, is has bigger volumes just because people trust it a little bit more. We're talking about like the older millennials, sort of, you know, 34, 35 years old. We're seeing that this generation just trusts it more, right? So really interesting to look at how people are shopping. And then you have macroeconomic trends, things like, or like, then you have like general trends like usage of credit cards in Mexico, fun stat, up 225% over the past 5 years. We're moving slowly from a cash-based economy to a digitized economy, right? We're increasingly getting lines of credit. We're increasingly opening our ability to buy online through things like Oxxo Pay. Oh, can you guys hear that? There's a helicopter flying outside of my house. Welcome to Mexico. we have things like OxxoPay, we have things like Mercado Pago. We're opening the doors for our consumers to be able to buy products online. These are all really interesting things that most sellers that are not in Mexico are not going to be aware of, right? So this is just all really interesting stuff. And then the last thing I really want to bring up just briefly is most consumers in Mexico are buying through phones. And that's just, I'm going to do a little bit on this because this is just a little bit more specific to us. But it's insane to me. I'm a millennial. What do you mean you're buying on your phone? Please open up your laptop and buy it there. Well, you know what? Keep it in mind when you're selling stuff to local Mexicans. So just very briefly on the mobile first market, over 70% of e-commerce transactions in Mexico occur via the mobile devices. That's kind of insane, because like under 10% of mine are. So you have to make sure, just very briefly, if you're selling in Mexico, just as an example, optimize for mobile, big letters in your images. Like don't worry about being sleek. Worry about telling me what you're doing. Along those lines, give trust to your consumer in Mexico, right? Like. Maybe don't say like this fabulous, beautiful thing. Say like this thing that is totally real. Please buy it. All right. So, what are some of the opportunities here that we're finding over and over that we're sort of trying to get under, but that really show the potential of the market and the potential of your product. I don't know if you know this, or I don't know who knows or doesn't know this. In Mexico, anything under $50 you can import without asking. Is a funny way to say it, which is how a North American remote fulfillment program works. This is how global selling works. This is how drop shipping works in a lot of the cases, which allows for Mexicans to currently buy cross-border products. What we're then seeing is 50% of e-commerce sales involve cross-border purchases, and another fun stat is 80% of Mexican consumers attest to having bought things from abroad being shipped in. What that shows us, at least to us when we're doing our analysis, is, listen, people want the stuff and they're willing to pay a premium on it, not only in deliveries and import fees, but also just by mere virtue of buying in dollars, buying in euros, buying in whatever, because they want a country. So we're finding that this is really fertile grounds for foreign brands to come and sort of meet the market demand that already exists. And there's like just tons of infrastructure investment. Like Amazon 2024, I believe, is investing $100 million into mostly into warehousing and distribution in Mexico. We read these stats. We're like, listen, we're in the right place. We're wanting to get sort of squeeze the market, or like squeeze the opportunity out of this market. I'm trying to keep this under time. I try to time this for 6 minutes because I know I talk a lot. And I think we just hit it about right. I'm about to hit the 10-minute mark. So like in conclusion, right? This is just what are the things that we're finding that makes us feel like we're in the right spot. And when you're looking at any other market, what makes it the right time for you and your brand? I mean, for us, it's the untapped potential, right? Like e-commerce still accounts for less than 10% of total sales in Mexico, retail sales, which is kind of really hard to believe, right? For some of these countries that are a little bit more further ahead in their e-commerce lifetime. We're consistently seeing the growing demand for niche products. Mexicans, like myself, spend hours upon hours of every single day on TikTok, Instagram, where we're seeing your products being posted online. And we just either have to pay a premium for them, we have to wait either like 8 days for them, or we have to go, we have to hope it doesn't get caught in customs and so on. So we're finding this growing demand is not being matched by supply. So it makes it a perfect time for us to try to fill that gap. And we're early enough, brands are early enough for the time being to still get competitive advantages, even in some very complex, competitive marketplaces. So, this is our analysis of why Mexico is really nice. This is the kind of stuff that you should do when you're looking at any marketplace to see, a long-term sort of project for your brand. And yeah, I hit 10 minutes on the dot. That's right. No one's cutting me off. No one's telling me that's enough time. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone want to hop on in? I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Anyone want to chat?
Is the mic open to everyone, Ramiro?
I believe they have to type the questions in the Q&A section.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It would be nice, wouldn't it, to just have like a 5-minute, open up the mics, have everyone shout at each other. That's all right. I think I've talked about this enough times to where a lot of people are familiar with my stance on Mexico, so I totally get it. I also steamrolled a lot of information, so take your time to digest it. I get it. Cool. If we have no questions, think of them while we keep going. Let's just hop on to the next speaker, which is Danil talking about creators for e-commerce beyond UGC. And before you start, I will say I'm very interested in this. Mexico, the Mexican market depends a lot on UGC and off-platform traffic to drive sales. So anything I can learn today, I would love to, and I'll be interrupting you a lot. So please take it away.
Thanks so much, Ramiro. And by the way, like, it was really interesting to know about the market because I'm not that well aware about Mexican opportunity for e-com, but it seems to be it's emerging. It's already there.
Thank you.
Good to know. Good to know. Cool.
Yeah.
So let me share my screen really quick. As I present myself before, I'm Danil. I'm CEO and co-founder of Incense. What is the oh, sorry, not this one, the slideshow. So this is my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So when you say about creators, in many times people imagine about UGC only, right? Because yeah, UGC have been a game changer for all of us in the past few years. Though it's not only about UGC, you know, you can work with influencers to drive affiliate sales, and right now it's also popping up, and in many reasons is because of TikTok Shop, as you see on the big signal on the right side of my screen. So yeah, TikTok Shop has been a game changer because they merge 3 different worlds altogether. I'll talk about that a bit later on. But yeah, UGC creators are not only about UGC. So this is the topic that I'm going to be talking today. And yeah, let me present Incense to begin. So Incense is a creator marketplace. We help e-commerce brands and agencies to connect with the UGC creators and influencers, both of them. And primarily goal is how to create high-performing creatives for my ad campaigns, but also how to seed my products and find those people who genuinely love my product and potentially can become my ambassadors as well as affiliates. And also we're doing a lot of stuff with the whitelisted ads. So let's dive in right away to the topic, right? Because we have 10 minutes only. Few takeaways you should get out of this, like why TikTok Shop, strategies to optimize your affiliate sales, and continuous TikTok Shop success cycle. So why TikTok Shop? TikTok Shop is the biggest thing happening in e-commerce right now. Okay, maybe not for the entire world, you know, every single market is different, though definitely it's one of the biggest things that is happening for the US market right now, even though like the US market is one of the most advanced when it comes to e-commerce. And the reason why, because it's not only, is the only e-commerce marketplace in socials. You know, the only one who figure out how to connect social users with the vibes of the marketplace. Also, it's organic first with influencers. Because Meta tried to launch Meta Shops a while ago, though like they approach this differently. So they turn out to be to scale only by paid, which is slightly disconnected. And then one of the beauty of TikTok Shop right now is how to scale that with paid, because it's both organic and paid. So another pillar of success for TikTok Shop is because of you can plug it in your product catalog right away by connecting your Shopify store or different other stores. Also, you can collab with TikTok affiliates, influencers natively in the same place, and you can, as a user, you can check out natively within the app. I think the combination of everything makes TikTok so strong because they merge 3 different worlds: affiliate marketing, influencer marketing, and paid social all together. Because there are some cases or companies who have succeeded in merging both worlds, but not the 3 of them in one place. And in a way that it's so native to leverage all of them. So the point is why I bring up TikTok Shop here. It's not only because we love TikTok Shop. I personally love this, and Incense become one of the partners of TikTok Shop, though because of TikTok Shop is only a start. Meta is revamping what they created with the Meta shops, because again, Meta shops have been there for years, though it wasn't that successful because they missed a few opportunities, such as how to work with influencers on an affiliate model, how to encourage them to produce a lot of content, and many other topics. I can talk about that for hours. I don't have hours here, but the point is that Meta right now is working on revamping the Meta shops in a way of kind of like a copy pasting what TikTok Shop has right now. And also they recently announced the partnership with Amazon, right? So it's definitely going to be something huge. But also Shopify and YouTube, they announced their partnership as well. So right now you can browse your YouTube screen and then right away and go and check out on your Shopify store. It's all seamless. And as well as Pinterest is going there. So all major platforms, they will try to play this game. We'll see if they will be any success close to the one with the TikTok Shop. I do believe that Meta should figure out, and YouTube with Shopify, it's such a strong name, such a great and brilliant product teams that they should figure out that. But the point is that we as a merchants, we need to prepare ourselves, and let's learn from TikTok Shop because it's already existed. So we can learn from that, and then once we'll find that okay, there is a success on other platforms, let's just trying to amplify those strategies for other platforms, right? So that's why I'm bringing up TikTok Shop as the example right now. Though I want to share a few strategies how to optimize your affiliate sales specifically on TikTok Shop. So the first one is content marketing is still king, right? So you need to take care about how to create the content that is going to be snappy, authentic. You need to understand the trends and the vibes. So that's why it so makes sense to focus on this element a lot, and not just producing any content. It's a really important what kind of the content you're producing. But also you need to approach creating the content in a way of UGC ads, meaning that different hooks, and should be stronger one, and call to actions, because in that case you can boost this content in paid. This is really important. Not every content that is going to be performing really well in organically is going to be performing the same in paid. And you need to educate your affiliates. What kind of the strategies they can use, like examples, trends, and so on. So you need to make sure that you equip your affiliates with that. Another one, it's commission. Many merchants, they're approaching affiliate TikTok Shop from the standpoint that it's only affiliate commissions, meaning that I'm going to be sharing 10, 15%, 20% with my affiliates, and that's it. Well, that's good, but the point is that it's not really working. Right now, the competition for the your potential affiliates is so strong. Typically, one creator on TikTok Shop receiving 100 new DMs, new gigs, basically, daily. So there is no time to go through of that. There's just simply no time. So that's why you need to start building your reputation on TikTok Shop and reputation among influencers. So you need to work with the higher quality creators. And what we found that it does make sense to pay some small flat fee, let's say $30 or $50, just to get their attention and starting building relations with them. Because once they start making money on your product, they will say like, we don't need this $50, so just increase your affiliate fee. As simple as it is. So this is really important to understand that everything has been changed to a flat fee plus commission. So in that case, you would be able to start working with those who are able to produce greater content. Next one is you need to find affiliates that will sell your product. If you will find an affiliate that have been performing for your friend's brand, that's cool. You can try, but there is a high chance that it's not going to be working for your brand, because you need to take a look on the affiliate profile and whether you believe or not that this person is able to talk about your product. Because, I mean, the person could be really into beauty. Doesn't mean that this person can say in the same format for the fashion. I don't believe so. Might be yes, might be not. So that's why you need to make sure that this creator is able to produce great content specifically for your brand, and then also verify the audience stats and so on. So there is a lot of nuances how to find the right creators that is going to be resonates with your brand. And also remember that whenever you partner up with influencers who drove you some sales, build a community out of this. This is really important to starting building your own community, your own army of affiliates. Next one is a volume is a key, which is contradictory, right, with the previous statement. But who say that you are not, you cannot verify all of these 50 affiliates if you're smaller brands, or if you're larger brands and working with 150 affiliates. You can go through the profiles and just making sure that they're going to be resonates with the audience. But again, it doesn't make sense to work for affiliates and TikTok Shop particularly if you are working with only 5 to 10 affiliates. It just doesn't make sense. So it's definitely scale, the game of scale. So you need to hire with more creators and offer the highest margins at the beginning, just to starting building relations with them. And also you can use both outbound solutions like native affiliate center or other third-party softwares, or inbound platforms like Incense, where vetted influencers can opt in for your campaigns on TikTok Shop. And also offer a combination of commissions plus flat fees, as I mentioned before. The next one, 70-30 ratio. Not everyone realizes that TikTok Shop is not only about affiliates. It's only 70%. Only. It's a lot, right? But still, it's 70%. If you're doing only affiliates with the TikTok Shop, you're missing the part that you can generate a lot of sales, not paying any affiliates fees directly from your TikTok Shop brand account. By producing content, you need to produce 30-40 videos per month for your own TikTok Shop brand. You need to work on your reviews. You need to make sure that your content is searchable, ideally trendy. So you might hire an UGC creator to produce those content, or the dedicated team. But it's really important. Do not miss out like this 30% of your sales. That's the easiest way how to increase the sales. And then you obviously can repurpose these videos that have been produced by affiliates for your own TikTok Shop account. So this is really important. And moreover, like the advice from our side is always ask raw files from the creators, because in that case, you starting building your creative library and you can repurpose that in multiple platforms, as simple as it is. The next one is, and the last one, it's combining organic plus paid. So it's, as I mentioned before, TikTok Shop is not organic, is not organic only, it's not paid only, it's the combination of both. So in that case, you need to make sure that you partner with the affiliates and producing a lot of content organically, though this content is going to be ready to be sparked in ads. So this is a really important that only organic approach probably wouldn't work for your TikTok Shop, or it's not going to be that scalable if you are not to bring up your paid game into your strategy. So do not approach a TikTok Shop with a paid first strategy. Paid is the scale, not a starter. Start with organic, then brings paid for scale. And TikTok Shop success cycle. So always start with sourcing creators and creating the content, just to making sure that creators are going to be making money out of your products. This is the key. And then obviously make sure that you're going to be boosting the content in paid. So in that case, you're going to be bringing up visibility, some additional money for your affiliates. In that case, scale these incentives for your affiliates. and making sure that you encourage them to produce more content. So you would be surprised that if your TikTok shop affiliate started making a few grand a month, they will start producing tons of the content without your even request, because that's the way how they can make more money. So in that case, like it's a endless circle of finding a new affiliates, but continue building relations by increasing or adjusting the incentives, just to making sure that everyone have a situation of win-win. Key takeaways: TikTok Shop is organic influencer affiliate first game. This is something to remember, but it's not an organic only game. 70% sales comes from your influencers, though like 30% it comes from your organic TikTok shop. So always start with a flat fee plus commission, because in that case, it's going to be just easier to scale and starting building your first roster of army of affiliates. Then bring paid to scale. And always ask for raw materials and boost content in Spark Ads, because in that case, you're going to be just enhance the organic game. And obviously build long-term relations with affiliates. It's definitely not one-off campaigns. Continue investing in these relations. Treat them as a long-term partners by sending some additional influencer gift boxes, just to making sure that they're going to be engaged with you, and offer higher commission at first and create trust for long-term run. So here's the special offer. Just scan the QR code. It's $200 with a quarterly subscription. And yeah, just to follow me on LinkedIn in case that you've been interested in. I'm just sharing my nuggets and knowledge about everything that's related to creator marketing for e-commerce. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Daniel. As someone that is chronically on TikTok and is consistently unaware of how much stuff is being sold to me. Actually, after a while, you start realizing like, oh, this is definitely an ad. Oh, like I'm just gonna, but like that's really, really interesting, at least from a marketing standpoint, because like I said, in Mexico, we are having to leverage a lot of creators to drive traffic. So I'll ask you something, for my own good. Okay. You said on one hand, don't work with everyone, make sure they hit your audience. And then the very next slide was go for volume, which I know you brought up as a little bit of a balancing act. How many videos should we aim to shoot for? Rule of thumb, right, for our TikTok account on like on a monthly basis, right? So like give me just a broad number. And how do we organize?
Absolutely. So look, for your own TikTok shop account, which is different than affiliate videos, you need to produce at least 30, 40 videos a month. So almost like one video per day, even more than that. This is really important. In that case, you're starting popping up your TikTok shop. And this is the beauty, because in that case, you're not sharing any affiliate fees with anyone, right? So yeah, that's what we are striving for also. But when it comes to working with influencers as affiliates, I would say for the smaller brands, you need to aim for 50 influencers, 50 videos from influencers a month. And if you're bigger brands, then the question about hundreds. So yeah, that's the only way how to win this game. Though what we found that it's going to be more make sense to working with influencers, not only for one video, so kind of like one-off campaign, but finding the engagement for 2-3 videos commitment, because in that case they can engage with they can prepare and warm up the audience within the first video, and then a couple of more videos is going to be starting seeing that people are actually aware of your product, and this influencer is talking about this product, and why is she talking about this product, and then close the deal, right? So that's our recommendation.
Functionally, it's almost like retargeting, just within the same space. It's like, hey, remember this product? Hey, remember this product? Until I go, oh, okay, fine, I'll buy it. So that makes sense. One final question, and then we'll move on, because Max is up next.
Yeah.
Have you heard at all? And you can say no, because I believe the answer is no. Do you have any idea when we might get TikTok Shop in Mexico? We were slated to launch 2024 summer. We didn't get it. It's facing a lot of issues. Is there any talk in the TikTok space about it, or not at all?
even though I knew I couldn't say about that because we're official partners of TikTok Shop, so we have a lot of restriction of saying something. But I'll be at TikTok Shop Partner Summer here in LA at the end of September. I will try to ask what are the plans for
Thank
the new
you.
markets.
I'll
ask.
send you
Sure.
a private text
Yes.
end of September.
Thank you.
Max, well, thanks, Danil, that was beautiful.
Thank you, Rami.
Up next we have Max Sinclair with optimizing for Rufus and Cosmo, the future of AI-powered search. Which, by the way, talking about trends and future trends and all this, I think this is the perfect spot. Oh wait. Oh, okay. I have a question for the Mexican stuff. We'll talk about it at the end. Max, please take it away.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Cool. So yeah, hi, I'm Max. I'll put a time on 10 minutes. And I am going to talk about Rufus and Cosmo and optimizing for the future of AI-powered search, as Ramiro said. Quickly about myself. As I mentioned, I'm the founder and CEO of eCommerce. We help sellers to optimize their product listings, generate A+ content, written and visual assets, or optimize for this stuff. So this is my day-to-day. Prior to that, I spent 6 years at Amazon, amongst other things, and worked very closely with the A9 teams in catalog and browse. So I know this pretty well from the inside, as well as now 2 years running the business, kind of optimizing it from the out. But we'll go through quickly in 10 minutes here what Rufus is. I'm sure everyone, well, I imagine most people on the Zoom now are familiar. Rufus is a kind of front-end ChatGPT style kind of a chat that you have in Amazon. It's now live for all US customers. And basically, you can talk to it similar to ChatGPT, and it will provide you niche search terms, and in my opinion, shortly kind of product recommendation. Walmart have a similar style interface, and soon eBay, who are one of our investors, are also going to launch this. So this is going to be pretty common across everywhere. And the reason is this is just such a better customer experience. So if you put in a classic book for a 6-year-old birthday who likes dogs into ChatGPT, it's going to give you a better recommendation than traditional Amazon search, even though it hasn't been trained at all on e-commerce. So you can imagine with all Amazon's data, it's going to be hyper good. And my belief is that this is going to be a steeper adoption than mobile. I was at Amazon. I started in 2016, and we had 30% of searches start on mobile. Now it's about 80%. So I think we are in for a much more radical adoption curve with this kind of ChatGPT conversational style interface. And I also believe that kind of speech is going to play a big role in this. So we already have 32% of US homes with an Alexa. I don't know the Mexico number, but 50% of US adults use voice search on their phones already daily. And I imagine, as these systems get smarter and better, we just saw Alexa is doing a partnership with Claude. This is all going to be very integrated into how we shop in the future. Cosmo. So Cosmo is Amazon's common sense algorithm. So if Rufus is kind of the front end kind of piece, Cosmo is on the back end. It harnesses LLMs or large language models as well. But actually what it is hundreds of millions of data points that Amazon have trained from the internet and from their own kind of manual labeling to understand common sense, what people want when they're searching for something. And it's live. It's already been rolled out. In February of this year, they published their first Cosmo paper, and they said they tested it on 10% of Amazon traffic, and it saw a 0.7% increase in product sales, and therefore it's worth billions. From what I'm seeing and what we're seeing with customers, we believe now this is pretty much rolled out across all marketplaces, as it would be if you have a system which is better than the original search and is giving you a $1 billion opportunity in revenue. So yeah, we get customers kind of reaching out all the time. I've got a few examples here of people saying, "Oh, something's happened to my product." Like there's some various different dates here in July. It was this, and then suddenly it's dropped. I'm not sure what's happening, and it's kind of proof that Cosmo further proof that Cosmo is being rolled out, and Amazon just did this bullet point update about a month ago, which I think was part of this. So how can you future-proof for this new AI algorithm? There's 3 things that you need to be aware of. Number one, we're moving away from a world of keyword-based matching to intent-based matching. Number 2, SEO is becoming visual and not just written. And number 3 is monitoring and optimization. So the key thing to know about ranking in these new algorithms is that keywords don't matter as much. And the reason, I can give a very simple technical reason for this. If you have a large language model, which Cosmo is using, and this is from the science papers, and a customer puts in a search to, puts in a query to this large language model, those words are going to be turned into tokens, which are numbers. This is how all LLMs work. And then the tokens are going to be compressed, and they're compressed for compute size, because it's for cost and speed. Basically, you're gonna have a bunch of tokens. You're gonna compress it down. You're gonna feed it into LLM. This is how all of these systems work. And the result of that is basically, if you are trying to target a long tail keyword like black standing desk for men, whatever you're doing in the past, you're not even going to get that into the prompt now, because there's going to be this tokenization and compression of the prompt. And then it's going to, as you can see here, they're going to kind of match it with the knowledge. They're going to have some, other synthesis, and then get a given output. So what is more important now is the intent. And this is directly from the science paper. Amazon say that if they see a pregnant woman searching for shoes, they will show her slip resistant shoes, even if she hasn't put in slip resistant in the keywords in the search, and even if the product hasn't got pregnant women on that product listing. Of course, that would help to get if you're selling these slippers to rank for this, and that's what we do. But nevertheless, like Amazon's kind of common sense algorithm understands the product, and what's important now is to match for the intent. What does that mean? Who is your audience? What are the functionality? What are the seasons that they're using it? What time? Like what body part? All of these pieces are becoming as important to kind of describe, so that the AI knows what to surface to the right customers, rather than just kind of trying to stuff your product listings with keywords. And it's not just about the copy. Amazon have recognition. It is one of the leading kind of image recognition tools. You can buy it off AWS, but it understands the context and scenes and activities and the text within images. So SEO is now no longer just kind of about having your visual content, so having your written content matching on SEO. More and more across all platforms, Gemini and Amazon and everywhere else, the visual is going to be heavily weighted. So if you're selling black t-shirts, so the world which I used to deal with all the time is sellers are listing shoes. They're putting in the keywords Nike, Adidas, Reebok, blah blah blah, all these brands. The AI is going to understand what color or what brand that shoe is, and it's only going to show that now, and it's going to filter out irrelevant products. So we have here a free GPT if you want to audit your ASINs. And basically the way that this works is you can just paste in like a link to your Amazon ASIN, and it will tell you how you're ranking Cosmo. I have to preface this with it's OpenAI, it's not eCommerce. So, OpenAI doesn't have the hallucination controls we have, and it's not linked live to your brand analytics and your Amazon Seller Central. So it's kind of like a rough guide, but should give you some ideas anyway of how you can optimize for this stuff. And yeah, just quickly about what we do at eCommerce. We painted this technology where we import, we connect to your Amazon API, we import your listing data, we look at your target demographic, we look at similar top selling listings, we maintain marketplace specific requirements, and then we generate the A+ content, lifestyle images, optimized copy, all optimized for this Cosmo stuff that we're talking about, and we're doing constant testing to prove that we're doing it there. So it basically works like this. This is how it works. You kind of click it once, and you're going to get these kind of beautiful lifestyle images, infographics, copy. Then you can publish to Amazon, and we have 10% off there. So thank you for listening, and can take any questions if there are any.
I mean, I have questions, but I want to see if anyone else has questions first because I'm kind of steamrolling the question section. Anyone have questions? No? All right, I'll hop in, Max. First of all, look what I have on my phone already. We already scanned it. We're on there. We're getting it. Listen, I think I have a question that a lot of people, anyone that's watching this, hearing this, will have, which is how much of this is future proofing and how much of this has to be on right now, right? Like, so you said for US consumers, a large part of them already have access to the chatbot, but in
Everyone
general,
has access.
yeah,
This is now like we are. I have case study after case study of sellers coming to me going, oh my god, my listing has been delisted and I've no idea why. Something's happened in the back end algorithm because nothing else has changed. My stock hasn't changed. My price hasn't changed. So like, this is a hell on fire problem when it happens to you, right? It's like when you get blocked on Amazon and you're not thinking about it, and then suddenly you're like, oh crap. Like I've been, my biggest ASIN's got blocked. I've got to like unblock this before anything else. So this is happening now. I'm always interested to see when I do these talks if people have experienced anything like this, either increases or decreases. But yeah, it's absolutely something that from what I can see, it's been rolled out pretty much across the US now already.
awesome. I mean, that's really important context for everyone to know. And then the last thing on my end, how does, obviously the best way to do this is to go through e-content. Say I'm not an e-content client yet.
Yeah.
How does my personal, like, I sell garlic crushers on Amazon. Am I still keyword stuffing as much, or is that, or am I?
This is what you're doing, right? You're
Perfect.
Your intent-based matching.
Beautiful.
Why your audience buying your garlic crushers? What are the context of that? Use in the kitchen. Like make these beautiful meals. Maybe your A+ content has kind of some like recipes that you'd have crushed garlic with, like all of this stuff, right? Which is going to give context to an AI. The visual content should have obviously garlics and kitchen and people you cooking in it, so like lifestyle images of that. And you should be testing and understanding what's going on. So I think like on a like 1 or 2 ASIN basis, anyone can do this free, right?
Beautiful. Oh, that's really good context for anyone that's and really good info for anyone that's selling. So thank you. Last, but well, hold on. First of all, any questions? No questions. Last and absolutely not least, we have Fabricio Miranda with how new tech is solving retail's hardest and biggest challenge, inventory. Now, please teach me about inventory management, please.
Yeah, I think I was just thinking about that. First, do you see my full screen presentation here?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay, great. So first of all, very impressive presentations up to now. I was thinking here that, you guys are talking about things that have glamour sales and promotion and beautiful presentations. We're just tech and data geeks trying to solve the hardest and biggest problem in retail, which is inventory. So nothing fancy, but extremely important. So hopefully, you guys will take something out of the presentation today. First of all, Flieber is an inventory planning platform for modern commerce. So we're multi-channel. We have a bunch of integrations, features that include sales forecasting, AI-based. We have over 16 forecasting algorithms, inventory monitoring, replenishment recommendations, purchase order management, and much more. And as everybody probably knows, that generates less stockouts, which means more sales, less overstocks, which means less capital trapped in inventory, lower inventory levels, which means higher margin, and simpler decisions, which means peace of mind. And if you go to G2, you're going to see, I'm not going to stop here, waste time with this, but you're going to see what our customers talk about us. But let me jump into the presentation itself. I have a lot of things to talk, and I try to keep it within the 10 minutes. Anyways, modern commerce is becoming more complex and more competitive. So even I don't know everybody here in this presentation, if you're selling only on Amazon, if you're selling only on Shopify, but you can already feel the pressure to either go international or expand to other channels, just because it's becoming extremely competitive compared to when I was in this business in 2015. So now you're talking about selling D2C marketplaces, physical stores, social media, wholesale, local, international, online, offline, video, etc. And the glue that gets everything together, the connective tissue of all of that is inventory. You can be doing something on TikTok Shop with Danil exclusively for TikTok, or I'm a co-founder of a company called Quartile. You can be doing advertising at Quartile exclusively for Amazon if you want, but inventory has to be multi-channel. It includes all of that. So it's only natural that this will become, it is already, but will become more and more the central piece of retail moving forward. The problem is that decision-making for inventory is extremely complex. It takes into consideration so many different variables. Think about multi-channel sales data, multi-warehousing and trade data, POs and TOs that are open, in transit, etc., supply chain data, forecasts, promotions plans, ad campaigns, budget, and the list goes on. And you need all of that to make a simple inventory decision. So that's why it's so hard to solve this problem. And that's why what we're fighting against is Excel spreadsheets, because it's really hard to break into all the flexibility that Excel spreadsheets give to customers. And there was never in history a lot of investment in technology. But this is the preferred solution today, Excel spreadsheets. 98% of the demos that we make are with customers coming from Excel spreadsheets, which is crazy. And in Excel spreadsheets, what you're doing is you're manually updating a bunch of stuff from all these connections. And many times you don't even have some part of the information because you don't have time or you don't have access and etc. And then you're manually tweaking the calculations. I see every time I talk to a customer and I ask them about how they, before Fleabur, they make an inventory decision, they always have the column where they make the manual adjustment. So they're like, oh, the system is asking for 2,000 units, but I know that based on the history of this product, I know it was out of stock last month, so it should be a little more. And I know that there's peak season, so I'm going to add 20%. And everything is based on just a guess, basically. And that's how people make inventory decisions. And the problem is that this is a burdensome data updating process, prone to many errors. I remember when I was managing a brand, one time I copied a full column and then I pasted one row below the start. The first row, I pasted on the second row. So all of my inventory decisions were based on data from other products because actually I mismatched the copy and paste, and it was terrible. We lost a lot of money because of that. Limited variables are considered. Excel is just not the tool for a lot of data. It's not made for that. Simplistic calculations. I cringe when I hear about sales velocity. You're using the past 30 days, average of past 30 days to project your future sales. And there's absolutely no connection between the past 30 days and the future sales. You should be using regular forecasts that take into consideration seasonality, cyclicality, outliers, trends, etc. And it's hard to add complex cases. Try adding kits and bundles calculations, expiration dates, subscription, all of that to Excel spreadsheets. It's absolutely impossible. So the consequence, we always measure when someone joins Fleabur. And in history, on average, brands have 14.9% in lost sales due to stockouts when they join Fleabur, and 52% more capital than needed due to overstock at the time that they join Fleabur, which is a crazy number. Imagine that you have $1 million in inventory, 520,000 of the $1 million are meaningless. You shouldn't have those 520. You should be investing that in something to grow your business. And beside the endless hours copying and pasting data. So the modern solution is using a inventory platform to do that for you. So inventory platforms are able to connect to the source of data, are able to automatically retrieve the data, and most importantly, automatically make all the calculations based on the parameters that you set for each one of the products or for a store. It depends on how you want to set the parameters. And that the benefits are real-time data, no need for manual updates, flexible use cases. This is really important. People don't realize that since any tool, and I'm not talking only about Fleabur, there's a bunch of tools in the market. Some other tool might be better for you, but we all have multiple customers. So the problem that you are facing now we are very likely that we have faced that problem already with another customer. So we already have a solution implemented. And this is not seen by a lot of people when they evaluate Excel versus a tool. Advanced calculations, we can do calculations based on strings, which you cannot do in Excel spreadsheets. If you do that, you're going to break the spreadsheets. Data pre-processing. So if you had a stock out, we are automatically adjusting that sale on that day to what would have been the sale if you were not out of stock, so that your forecasts are more accurate. AI algorithms in the forecast. We have 16 models, 40% plus accuracy compared to moving averages. More variables considered. Since we have a system, we can just give data, and it's the opposite. The more data we give, and Max was talking a little bit about that, the more data we give to the models, the better it is, which is the opposite of Excel. If you give more data, you break the spreadsheets. Higher data visibility. We have a bunch of tools, charts, and ways to filter and navigate and shortcuts and things like that to help you make decision. And that results in much faster decision making. And the results are very clear that we get. And this is on average for our customers. We see a 31% increase in sales in 6 months. And this is crazy. And a lot of people ask why, if you are dealing with inventory, you still have to purchase a new batch and it takes time. It's because people start understanding when they're going to run out of stock. They start controlling the sales, adjusting price or reducing advertising, and they control the sales. They get more margin, they get sales, and they don't run out of stock. 46% reduction in stockouts, 8% reduction in inventory levels. The combination of these two, if you compare, if you think about it, it's really easy to reduce stockouts by piling up in inventory. With Flieber and any other system that is robust, you're able to reduce stockouts while reducing inventory levels. Really hard to be done. 68% reduction in time spent on the decision making as reported by customers. After 12 months, you're talking about 38% increase in sales, 62% reduction in stockouts, 17% reduction in inventory levels, and 88% reduction in time spent. This here is something also that people don't think about a lot, but this peace of mind, being able to, for the first time, to have time to enjoy your family, and to not have during the weekends to be talking to China and things like that over the night, is a crazy benefit that people don't think about too much. And how to choose the right platform. As I said, there's a bunch of platforms in the market. You have the channel-only platform, so there's a bunch that are Amazon-only. They're going to be built for the Amazon ecosystem, the Amazon paradigms. This is good and bad. Good because if you're Amazon-only today, it's going to be a great fit for you because you're going to talk your language. But the moment that you go to a new channel, that tool will not work anymore. So be very careful with Amazon-only tools. Only if you're like below $2 million in revenue, you should think about them. If you're above $2 million in revenue, you should start thinking about a multi-channel platform that is more robust. And the questions that you have to ask in this blue box here, I'm not going to go through all of them, but about system setup, you have to understand how long is the onboarding. In our case, is less than 24 hours you're live. How flexible is the setup of the parameters? Are they by store, by product, by SKU level? What are the native integrations that they have, and etc. This presentation I'm going to send to everybody who signed up for this webinar, so you can read later. About sales forecasts, how many models do you use? Are they AI-based? Do you pre-process the data? Really important. Data pre-process is the most important part of forecasting. If you feed any AI algorithms bad data, they are going to spit out bad results. There's no miracle. So you have to feed them good data, and data pre-processing, eliminating the stockouts, eliminating the impact of price variation, eliminating like an influencer campaign, for example, that happened out of nowhere. There's no change in price, no change in advertising, no change in nothing, but suddenly you sell more. Eliminating all those impacts before running the algorithms are really important. And other questions. Questions about inventory forecast. How do you consider multiple channels? Because you have to have that by inventory location, not by sales channel, because you might have more than one sales channel feeding from the same inventory location. So all the calculations have to be by inventory location. Do you consider lead times, MOQs, CBMs? How do you consider POs open in transit, etc.? Replenishment suggestions. Do you make the calculations per sales channel or inventory location? As I said, it should be inventory location. How is the calculation process? Do you adjust for MOQ, etc.? And usability, extremely important. A lot of tools claim to have a lot of things, but the usability is terrible. So you need to have something that is customizable. You're able to choose what you want to see in each page. You're able to save different views. So you might have in the same page multiple different views with different focuses. You have to have an interface that has an easy input. In the case of Fleber, all of the backend is an Excel-based library. So it has 92% of the functionality of Excel. So if you have to manually change anything, it's just like changing Excel, which you're very familiar with doing. Does it allow to make decisions by group or products, like a category, for example? Does it have filters, shortcuts to make it easier? So really important. And that's it. And if you want to schedule a one-on-one inventory deep dive with me, feel free to join that link. Once more, it's going to be on the presentation that you will receive. If you want to participate in a live product demo, feel free to join that second link. And if you want to contact me at any time, fm@fleber.com. If you go now to the website, you have 30% off for the first 4 months, and we offer a 30-day free trial. So in a crazy customer support that will help you throughout the process. So yeah, as we say here, let's start fleeting.
Awesome, Fabricio. Thank you. I mean, guys, I met Fabricio, what, a year and a half ago, maybe it's been a while ago. And, you know, seeing how his product has evolved has been just beautiful, man. Like, this is something that I think just solves so many problems that we're just not aware of. One question that I think before we head out, because I think this is going to be, unless anyone has other questions, no one is asking. Geez, very quiet crowd today. Just one question. Say you work with, you know, your software works with limited, and this is coming from me because I work with Mercado Libre, I work with Amazon, I work with Shopify, I work with, like, what do I do if my sort of like my Excel, what if my Excel doesn't work with your product? What do I do then?
Yeah. Yeah. So your Excel spreadsheet, we stopped trying to fight against Excel. We're never
Okay.
going to win the fight against Excel. Excel is going to be there always. Excel is just not the right tool to do everything complex that inventory needs. So if you have an input in Excel, you can connect to our Google Sheets integration. We have a Google Sheets integration, and it's really easy to connect that and automate that input. And that goes into Fleber, so it's really easy. And you can also integrate your data directly to Amazon, Shopify, Walmart, eCommerce, etc. Also as output, we understood that a lot of people wants to still massage information in Excel. So every single feature that we have offers an export to Excel option that you can select the data that you want to export. So it's really easy for you to keep Excel in your daily life without the burden of using Excel for something that Excel was not made for.
You should talk to Jeff Bezos about making sure that everything he does is exportable to Excel, please.
I know, yeah.
Because that would be nice. All right, guys, that was wonderful. Thank you so much. Honestly, we're a little under time, but I believe it's because we have a very quiet audience today, and there's no reason to keep it running longer. That was wonderful. Seriously, thank you all. I learned so much today, and I'm not just saying that. Like, I'm literally sending Slack messages going, hey, what are we doing for this? So thanks everyone for coming online. We're gonna have all of this recorded, sent out to all the participants, everyone that signed up, and to obviously all three of you and myself, in case we want to use it, spread it. You know, I think there was some really good stuff here. But yeah, again, thank you all so much for joining. It was wonderful.
Yeah, see you. Thanks, Max. Thanks, Daniel.
And we'll
See you
talk
guys
soon.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's close it out.
Bye.